Hi, everybody. It is a Thursday evening. It's 8:15 or so here in Pacific time here in Washington State. I know that probably a lot of you are getting ready for bed and it's a little late, but I thought that I would take a little bit of time to just let you know that there is a new course that's going to be taking place this coming Sunday. For those of you who've been wanting to learn more about Missionary, if you've been wanting to learn more about another way of helping people to recover their health, if you've been wanting to learn how you might be better able to recover your health, uh, this would be a really good opportunity. I'd encourage you to go to medmissionary.com and learn more about how to register. But we do start again on Sunday. And the reason that I wanted to share is because I'm reminded of an email that one of our students sent to me. And this was after our second week of class. She said this. Um, I just wanted to let you know I'm so grateful you talked my husband and me into the course. I didn't know that I had talked her into it, but maybe I helped just a little bit. Today, I was feeling rather overwhelmed during the class, but then the strangest thing happened when we had our breakout session. So, in some of the classes, we do break out into smaller groups where people can meet each other and talk to each other, pray with each other. She said, I no longer felt the overwhelm, just encouraged and joyful for the opportunity. So I thought you should know how beneficial that is, even for an introvert like me. And then the testimony at the end about the lady who got such benefit from the onion garlic broth, and likely a miracle from God. Wow, such a thrill. Thank you for your sacrifice to do this for us. It encourages me to do it for others too. Praise God. I just love hearing testimonies like this. Such a blessing to know, that someone has taken this course and had a change in their paradigm, had a change in their perspective on the world where things are not as overwhelming as before. Things are not as scary as before. There is somebody who is learning to trust in Jesus even more and is enjoying this process. That's what we try to teach people. Medical missionary work, it is about learning the specifics about when to do what at times. But the most important thing about medical missionary work is learning to trust in God and learning how to share that faith in Jesus with other people and to do it in a very practical and tangible way. And some people might be a little bit confused because they see certain medical missionaries doing things different ways. And some of us have different opinions about things. And I imagine that there will be some of that. When Jesus prayed for his disciples just before he went through his crucifixion experience, he prayed and asked that his followers would be brought into unity. And I think that the closer that we get to Jesus' return, I think that the closer that we get to Jesus, we will see him more and more clearly, and we will come more and more into unity with God and with each other. And so we are working in that direction. And I hope that as we move forward, that all of us, that we learn how to die to self and we learn how to become more and more like Jesus. So, but I wanted to share with you, though, about what it is that you will learn during the Med Missionary course and what to expect here. This is an 8-week experience. And I say 8 weeks because 6 of it is live interaction every Sunday. We are with you for 2 hours where we're going over certain key aspects of what we're teaching. And then the other part of it, you are learning on your own. There are videos that show how to prepare the food. There are videos that show natural remedies. There are videos that talk about health in the Bible. And you'll also be listening to some talks by Brother Dave Fiedler about the health work in the Adventist church. So some of that history. And so there are a variety of things to do on your own. But the 6-week part that is live, we're going to do that every Sunday for 2 hours. And it is from 7 till 9 in the morning, Pacific time. And if you miss it, all of that information is archived so that you can watch that on your own. So you don't have to worry about that. But what we're going to go through is, well, before I tell you exactly how the course is set up, I'll share with you how it got set up the way that it did. And it got set up this way by my co-founder. I didn't even introduce myself. I just assumed that you would know me, but I guess there are a lot of people who've probably joined Missionary who are probably watching who don't know who we are. So the Missionary group was started by Mercy Ballard and myself. My name is Joyce Che. And Mercy has a lifestyle center in Northern California called Years Restored. I'm an ophthalmologist in Washington State. And in 2016, I visited Years Restored. And I'd been like 5 years into a journey of learning about leaky gut and this type of thing. And Mercy had started her Years Restored Lifestyle Center with her husband, Anthony, at around the same time in around 2012, 13. I started around 2011 learning about this. And in 2016, I went to Years Restored and I was a client there. And it was such a blessing to meet each other. And we started just being more and more in touch. And then we wrote a cookbook together, and we started an online course called the Autoimmune Recovery Plan. And then in 2020, we started the Missionary group, and 2021 started the Missionary online course. And our purpose was to help Christians understand this connection between health and spirituality, and also to understand why so many of us, even those of us who are really wanting to have good health and wanting to live with making good health choices, why so many of us might still be sick, and what there might be that we can do as we see. I think all of us can see that there are certain things happening in the food industry, in the health industry, that is not for good human health, possibly. So we talk about these things in Missionary. We talk about how to avoid some of these things like genetically modified foods and glyphosate, and how to decrease inflammation, how to improve digestion, how to optimize the immune system, how to use natural remedies, and in what cases to do this and that type of thing. And so that's how we started. So the first Sunday that you're with us, we'll talk about how to do a health evaluation, and then we will talk about the menu and the shopping list, because we're teaching people how to eat in a very therapeutic way. It's plant-based, but there's a lot of soaking and sprouting. That's one of the pillars of what we do. And then we also talk about trying to eat organic as much as possible, the importance of growing as much of your own food and this type of thing. So that's the second week, the meal plan and the shopping list. And then the third week is the protocol, because especially for people who are very sick, you might need to do other things to help your system detoxify, opening up these detox pathways, and supplementing things with juicing and drinks like onion broth and turmeric tea, uh, charcoal, aloe, these types of things. So we have a protocol for that, and we have it all scheduled, how to implement these things into your system, into your schedule every day. Uh, so we have that on the third week. And then the fourth week would be natural remedies that we are using to help people, especially who have digestive issues, uh, immune system issues, and some of the other things that many people who take our course have. There are people who take our course who have significant pain from endometriosis, for instance. And so we just touch upon natural remedies that we would do in certain cases, but it's pretty broad. And some of these are things that you might not see so much in other courses. It's not your typical just hydrotherapy and that type. So that's the, let's see, fourth week, the natural remedies. And then the fifth week would be how to tweak things, especially, you might see improvement for a while and then you might plateau, or you might not be responding as you think you should. How to change things, sticking to the principles, but how you might need to tweak the program a little bit for yourself. And we talk about more challenging cases as well, how to deal with this in yourself as well as other people that you're trying to help. So this leads us to the sixth week, which is our last week of the Med Missionary course. And so here I'll just touch upon why we're doing what we are and why we call it Med Missionary. We call it Med Missionary because what we're trying to do is we're trying to help you implement these new things that you're learning into your own lifestyle. And when you do that, you'll gain an experience. We've had people take this course who were doing it to help somebody else. We had a chemistry professor, and she took this because she wanted to help a friend who had Parkinson's. And she and her family decided, well, if this way of eating is so helpful, why not do it for themselves? And so they implemented what they were learning for themselves as well. And she was amazed to find out that at the end of the course, that usually every allergy season she would be locked up in her home because she couldn't tolerate all the allergens, all the pollen in the environment around her. And she found that implementing these principles, that she was able to enjoy going outside for the first time in years, and that she was no longer suffering from those seasonal allergies. I mean, that was an amazing testimony. So I say that because, we call it Med Missionary because we want you to go out and help somebody else with the information and the experience that you gain from Med Missionary. And so whether it is to become a medical missionary in your community, in your church, which we believe that everyone should be, whether you come from a health background or you come from a background in doing farming or plumbing or that type of thing, it doesn't matter. We should all be people who want to go and help people and learn as much about how the body functions as possible. But there might be people who want to use this information to do health coaching and that kind of thing. And so During the sixth class, we teach you about how to go about doing that. Mercy, she actually went to medical school in Mexico. And then when she moved to the United States, she worked as a nurse for 25 years. And she stepped away from it a few years ago to start doing health coaching. And so what we teach people is the steps that she has taken to do the health coaching and how she does it, and using food as well as lifestyle choices and this type of thing, and how to coach people and help people doing that. And so that's what we teach for the 6 weeks. And it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. Every week that we meet together, we have not only the teaching about all the different health aspects, we really, really work to tie it together with the spiritual lessons, and have a devotional thought. And some people have said that these inspirational thoughts, that they have been some of the most helpful aspects about the program. And so that's a blessing as well. Um, so I don't know if there's anybody out there watching. I haven't checked to see if there is anybody, but if you've been wanting to take Med Missionary, I hope that you will go online to medmissionary.com and look into it. I have found this to be true. When you're really convicted about something and then you think you should do it, I find that, you know, it's always such a blessing to go and do that thing. There have been so many courses and conferences that I've been to, that I've learned something that, have just changed the way that I view the world. I love that. I love that when, I see something that causes me to think differently and in a way become a different person. And so that's what we try to accomplish with this course. We try to give people hope that there is a God who loves you, courage to move forward with whatever it is that you need to do to get to the next level in life. And, especially courage in what's happening with the world, everything that's happening. I know that it can be very confusing and scary. Sometimes when I talk with people about food and what's happening with the food, people feel overwhelmed and scared. But, as we learn these things, as we learn what's happening in the world, really, there's nothing to fear except if we're not connected to Jesus. And so that's what we want to share with people. This is what's happening in the world. God has a way. Here are some things that we've learned that may help you. And we hope that you'll learn this information, have a testimony that you can go out and share with somebody else. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. And, for those of you who are already in Med Missionary, who've taken the course, we have a new program that's coming out. It's called the Autoimmune Recovery Program. This is a program that you can put on in your church. And, we have it all set up for you. It's a 4-week program that you can do. You'll have the lectures all there. You'll have the workbook all printed out. You'll have the facilitator's manual, everything put together to make putting on a program that you can provide for your community, how to heal using food and lifestyle. And hopefully these kinds of educational programs can build good relationships between you and the people that you love, and can cause you to have deeper conversations about the things that are important in this life. So hope that is helpful for you, and hope to hear from you. I hope that this group is a blessing. Missionary. I hope that our podcasts on Sabbath continue to be a blessing. And yeah, I hope that we can just all encourage each other to grow together in the faith, to grow more like Jesus. Have a good night and hope to see you on Sunday. God bless.